Hello.
Hi.
Wow, this looks comfortable.
Yeah, nice.
My name is Ayelet.
Hi.
I'm here to tell you a good night story.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you.
And this one is from my novel. It's called The Liar, and it's about lies. And hope it will help you to fall asleep.
Yeah, thanks.
As a mother, I look at my 7-month-old daughter getting to know the world.
Nice.
I watch the first time she tastes an orange and the first time a piece of banana touches her mouth. And I wonder, when will she taste her first lie on her tongue? And what will it be? People don't usually recall their first lie. The first truth is greeted with enthusiasm. So are the first word and the first day of school. People remember their first love and their first kiss, and definitely the first time they have sex. But no one celebrates the first lie. Parents don't remind their children about it, in the amused tone they use to talk about the first time they mumbled mama. And even so, it's possible to trace the first time a child realizes that the truth is just one of many options, that fiction can overcome reality. My first lie cost me the first time I was beaten by my grandmother. I was just one slap, the first and last she ever gave me in her life. But I still feel her fingers on my cheek, more than 20 years after. Growing up in Israel in the 80s, nothing was cooler than having a Holocaust survivor in your family, macabre as it may sound. We collected their stories like other children collect cards. The children with a grandparent who had survived the concentration camps were asked to bring them to school, and we'd sit and listen to their testimonies. We were too young to watch violent television shows, but no one thought we were too young to listen to an old man saying how he lost everyone he knew in the gas chambers. And to be honest, it was the most exciting moment of our day. During the break, the kids would continue to talk, our tiny hearts beating fast. We had no idea how to process what we just heard. So, we did what children usually do. We turned it into a competition. Dana Cohen spoke first. She spoke about her grandmother's journey, barefoot, over half of frozen Poland. The others followed, each with the most horrifying description possible produced from the family's suffering. I said quietly, my family had fled Europe just before the war. No one was killed, not even a remote uncle. What about you? Somebody asked. Dana sniffed. There's no way her grandmother could survive Auschwitz. She can barely make her way through the supermarket. The children put their hands on their eyes to mimic my grandmother's eyeglasses. They were so big they could be easily spotted from face. It was like this big eyeglasses. And before I realized what I was doing, I blurted out that not only had my grandmother survived Auschwitz, she had also killed 2 Nazi soldiers. 2? Perhaps 3, I'm not sure. I could see the doubt in my classmates' eyes. But instead of giving up the story, I held on to it even harder, used all the details I remembered from the other survivors' testimonies. And actually, I was quite good at it. The children were fascinated. Dana kept sniffing, but everybody else was drawn in, including myself. As I went on, I became more and more excited by my own inventions. The next day, Dana urged the teacher to invite my grandmother to school. We have to hear her story, it's fascinating, she said. Her voice was sweeter than honey, but her eyes were like those of a house cat when it corners a mouse. I trudged home to my grandmother, hoping she'd cooperate. It was then that she gave me my first slap. And it was 2 hours later that she gave me my first notebook. Right, she said. You can lie as much as you like, without being punished. As a psychologist, I hear patients confess their lies daily. The focus of my interest isn't the lie itself, but the truth one tries to conceal. What is so unbearable to face? My first lie wasn't about my grandmother or about Auschwitz. It was about me, about how far a 9-year-old will go to feel accepted. Children lie when truth fails them, or when they fail to deal with the truth. The lies of grown-ups are just the same, though many of us stop lying to our grandparents and focus on lying to ourselves. Looking at my baby, I only hope to be as wise as my grandmother was with me, by removing the lie, but leaving a playground for fantasy. So that's your good one.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yay.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
Yeah.
I'm closing the lights now.
Yeah. Thanks.
Gute Nacht, Laila Tov.